Hey guys, Vigoman here and welcome back to some more Planet Zoo on my channel. Today we are building on the Echo Zoo Wildlife Park, which we have been working on for a couple of weeks now. I'm super excited about this park and it's really growing. Today I think it really takes shape and we're putting in the first animal today, which is the red panda. We're also building a couple of buildings adjacent to that and continue the path which will lead up to like a hill. As I've kind of mentioned in the past, I want this park to be as little flat as possible, like mountains and stairs and steep slopes and waterfalls and all that stuff, to really make it look like it's placed within the Norwegian mountains, and to give the landscape some proper oomph, you know, and just I think it's a way of breaking up the landscape, and it can very quickly become just a plain old flat park, but by adding very many different kind of elevations and slopes and things like that, the whole park just becomes a lot more interesting. The first thing we're doing in the time lapse today is working on the one of the buildings here in front of the area where we're going to be treating the animals, which is like a restaurant thing, and in the back of that we are going to build the animal habitat and also some staff buildings. I just want to try to tuck them in so we can kind of have all of them very close by, but you're not going to see that from the outside. There's going to be staff buildings and stuff in the building behind here, and then I'm going to open it up to a very nice open area where you can see with some windows, see the inside habitat or the shelter for the animals, and when you kind of walk in past, which I think is super cool. It's a nice way of letting your visitors and guests be able to see what is going on with animals, and also open it up so that to get some natural light and stuff into the habitat and the shelter for the animals. So I think that's kind of cool. We're going to get closer to that as we kind of work on. You probably see this in the time lapse as well. But we're going to get to that. One thing before we move on, I asked you guys for name suggestions on the red pandas. Didn't get too many, but I got one, and that is Master Shifu from Kung Fu Panda, and I just love that. I really didn't think that he was a red panda until I just saw that comment, so that was kind of a revolutionary thing for me, that Master Shifu is a red panda. He's not just an animal, he's actually a red panda. So that's great. I love that suggestion, and I'm gonna make sure to name one of the animals in the enclosure here after that. That was Golden Waffle, I do believe, so thank you so much for that suggestion. If you have suggestions for the future animals, don't forget to leave them down below. I think we're gonna tackle the lions next episode. Not the lions, the tigers, the Siberian tiger next episode. Could change, I'm not entirely sure, but if you have name suggestions, leave them down below. We're also doing a little playground for the smallest kids in this park, or this zoo here, and it's mainly just a place where they can kind of play while the parent maybe sleep. So it's very close to the restaurant we built, and it all ties this whole area together, I think. And again, there's a lot of elevations happening here, and all of that, the kind of just puzzle pieces, and that just makes it all work in a way. So very happy with that. And then we kind of just work on the landscaping around here a little bit and stuff like that. So I'm gonna bring back the educational part of these videos, because personally I've studied biology, and I really think biology is interesting, and I think it's a nice way of informing you guys on a little bit more of what we're building and animals, stuff like that. So the red panda is not actually a panda. It's wrongly named, you could say. It's actually not even remotely related to the pandas, the giant panda, which is a panda, but it's actually more closely related to raccoons and skunks and weasels and stuff like that. But it's not in the same family as that. It's its own kind of family called Ailuridae, something like that. Latin words, you know, very hard to say. It's an endangered animal, unfortunately, as most of the animals in this game here, with less than 10,000, which sounds a lot, mature individuals, but the problem is that it's declining and it's going downwards. So yeah, that's not too good. It's red and brownish with some white highlights, and it's a small animal known to be both active at night and daytime, living in the trees and grounds of China and Himalaya, and climbing and stuff like that. So that's something I want to take into an account when building this, really putting a lot of effort into climbing areas and just giving them a lot of open forest on this little peninsula that we're working on, so that they actually have some place to climb and hide and stuff like that, and kind of build this whole habitat for the best of the red panda, and not necessarily so that it's all viewed and all kind of built for the guests, but we're putting the climbing facilities and enrichment items very close to where the people would be staying. So if they are maybe climbing in the climbing structures or using the enrichment items, the people can see them. But apart from that, they're very free to just hide and climb in the forest without any human interaction at all. So with that being said, let me finish off this time lapse here, and I'm gonna take you through a little bit of a first person point of view. Alright, we are going to start off over here. Let's press that button so the people are moving. Finally, we have some people here because there is something to look at. And here we can see what I'm talking about. There's elevation happening all over the place. There's slopes going up here, stairs going up here, up to this part, and it's all nicely flattened up here. So there's been some construction work going on here, but it's very, very shifting in elevation, and that's something I really want to focus on when it comes to this build. Here we can see the modern facility, which is where or you can buy some food and stuff here. If you have any like name suggestions for this restaurant here, I would love to take a look at that and maybe change this Mexcellent design out for something custom. And yeah, I just gotta say, I really like the shape we got going here. It's a nice curve and modern kind of looking, and yeah, I like it. It's not something I'm very familiar with, doing custom shapes and stuff, but it's something I definitely want to pay more attention to, because it does look pretty nice. And this then leads over to this bit, which is a playground, which I'm gonna upload to the workshop. If you want to take a look at it, it's gonna be all of this platform with the playthings on top. I know there are a couple of them already, but all of them felt too plasticky, and I wanted to kind of build it as the red panda habitat with like wooden logs so you could climb and play on. So this is called, let me see if we can find it, the Red Panda Playground. So that is kind of nice, and there's some stuff here. You can see a slide and swings and just stuff to play on in general. So happy with that. It took way too long with all these small pieces here, but I think it turned out pretty good. Happy with that. And I like the fact that it's kind of elevated here, so it breaks up the line of sight a little bit here. When you walk around, you kind of just see this and like, I'm gonna get up there. So you walk around here, and then you get to the Red Panda Playground facility, where we have this cute red panda statue, which leads you into the habitat, which you're gonna take a look at, and then the restaurant and stuff like that. In here we have the area where you can take a look at the animals from. So it should be one-way glass, yes, so you're not interrupting them. But you can just stay here, look at them, and they can sleep in here and stuff, where they can kind of sleep on this shelf. They like to kind of climb up to sleep, and also climb out and get into the big habitat. This habitat is like 10 times bigger than what they need. But again, I'm building this for them. Normally they are like, what do you call that? Like lone species. They're not in groups. They are kind of living alone. So what I have done here is I have only males, and I should probably put some females in as well, so we got some babies for the conservation part. But here you can see them like just kind of enjoying playing around in this big peninsula, which is like with water, so they can't escape, and it's all just free for them to enjoy this beautiful landscape and stuff like that, which is kind of what I'm thinking about. But maybe we should build a little area where we can breed them with, oh, there's someone climbing, very cool, where we can breed them and stuff like that. Here we can see the area where the guests can stand and take a look at them, and then we have all of this climbing just up next to here. From the cinematics, you should have seen the panda or red panda sleeping up here, which was just awesome. Imagine the view from here, looking at the red panda all the way up here. So that is kind of cool, and they have these things to play on, climb on, and all of that stuff, which I think is important to allow them to play. And if we take a look at one, oh, look at that, him jumping. Oh, they're so cute. They're so cute. They're very happy with this. Social group, there's too many adults, yeah, I know that, but they have a lot of space and there's no stress on them, so that kind of works. And enrichment and stuff is very high, so they are happy with this, even though there are probably too many males in here. But what I've seen from other zoos is that they very often have many more than usual amount. They're usually just one or two in the group, one male and one female, not more than that. But oh, look at him standing up here, all cute. So yeah, that's kind of what we went for here. And as you can see, it's very hilly, very elevated, different rocks and trees and stuff like that, which again is what we're going for. And then we have this waterfall here, which is falling down into the lake of Djupa. And yeah, just a way of creating some diversity in the landscape here. I really like that. And flowing over here, I did a little bit of a bridge, which I think turned out alright. I struggled so much with getting these sides equal. They're not equal now, but yeah, it was just way too hard to get that working. But anyway, it's kind of nice. And then we have this river. I tried to hide this barrier as much as possible, but I won't be able to move it down anymore. So yeah, that's that. But I think it worked, and it's just flowing down like that. Up here, I'm gonna build, I think, in this direction, the tiger habitat, and that's gonna be up in the mountains. It's gonna be very hilly, very cool for them to play at. And I think I'm gonna do some kind of trail, like a tiger trail, for the guests to kind of get into the area and see the lion or the tigers without any problems. This all leads up to here, where we have these binoculars. You can look out over here. I'm gonna leave a link to this in the description, down below, where you can download this for yourself. There's a document with all of the workshop items that I'm using should be in. So yeah, check that out if you are interested in checking that out. Just a beautiful viewing area over this place. And I might actually want to try to utilize this area here and make some viewing areas so you can see the pandas, red pandas from here, and see the waterfall and all that stuff. So I think that's going to be kind of cool in the end, I hope. Finish off this area as well with some plants and stuff like that, and just making it look like they have tried to clean it up so you get a nice view from here. So there's some tree stumps and stuff around here. But anyway, guys, I think that should be it for today's episode. Make sure to leave some feedback down below and all that stuff. But anyway, if you haven't done already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggo Man, and I'm out.